Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year! I can't believe it is 2022 already. I felt like 2021 went by so quickly. Does anybody... What was that? Anyway, I felt like 2021 went by so quickly, and yeah. Today's video is going to be my foundation routine. I've already done my eyebrows, my eye makeup and stuck on some lashes. Now I'm just going to do my quick foundation routine. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so just before we get into the foundation routine, I just want to let you guys know that I have a lash brand called Bella Glam, and today I'm wearing my lashes in Sweetpea. They look absolutely gorgeous, nice and wispy and light. So if you guys are interested in looking at these lashes or any lashes that I might have on sale, then have a look at the link in the description box or head on over to bellaglam.co.uk and have a scroll through. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so the foundation that I've been using for months and months and months now, I think at the very least 8-9 months, basically all of 2021, is the L'Oreal Paris True Match Super Blendable Foundation. This I've been using every single time I've been putting on makeup. I've just been using this one. I've got a lot of different foundations: Fenty Beauty, Estee Lauder, Urban Decay. You know, I've got quite a few. I think Lancome. Yeah, I've got quite a few foundations, and I just keep going back to this one, and the shade that I wear is 4N. So what I tend to do when I put on my foundation is I'll put on a primer, which I've already done, and the primer that I've used is the Benefit the Professional Matte Rescue. And then what I like to do is I like to go in with Benefit Professional Pore Primer, and I'll just put that on my T-zone area. I start off with less, and then if I need to put more on I will, but I don't like putting a lot of this stuff on, so I like to spread it out, and then I feel like if I don't have enough on, then I'll just add more. But this, I really like this primer on top of the other one, because when I put this on my T-zone it just melts in and covers up my pores, so then when I put on my foundation, my skin and the base looks flawless. And then what I tend to do is I get 2 different coloured concealers, and these are the L'Oreal True Match concealers, and I get the shades 3N and 4N. And what I like to do is I like to put 3N here in these 2 inner corners and out here, not very much at all, and then put 4N here, but I try and put minimal amounts as possible. I don't like putting very much on. And then I get my flat brush and I just pat ever so lightly in, because the lighter I pat, the less creasing and the less brush marks I'm going to make. And I stay on the upper part of my face to lift this part of my face up. And then I will blend this over to my nose here, like this. And what I tend to do is, like, I'm very, very gentle here, close to my eye crease. And then as I get further down, I can blend a little bit better. Lift this up. As I said, very gentle in this area. And then I start on the other side. I feel like a lot of people tend to put way too much concealer under their eyes, which to me, when I've done that before in the past, it just causes so much creasing. So I feel like less is more. And if I feel like I need any more concealer, what I'll do is I will go back in very gently, adding the tiniest amounts. Because the more product you put there, the more likely you are going to crease. So I'm just gonna add tiny bit after tiny bit until I get the result. I can't talk. Until I get the desired look that I'm going for. And then I will add my foundation. And as you can see, nice and bright. I then go in with my foundation, but I do not, under any circumstances, put foundation where I've just put the concealer, because the more product you put there, the more creasing you're just going to get. So what I tend to do is I tend to go around the areas where I've put concealer. So anywhere where I don't see my face covered with makeup, I will put a piece of foundation just like this, and then I will blend it out. And what I do is I tend to just gently go around my eyebrow like this, so then when I come in with a beauty blender or brush, I don't have to go so close to my brow and then end up ruining it. And I make sure to get my jawline and underneath, so then it blends well with my neck. I then get my Avene thermal spring water spray and just lightly spray and then start blending it out. I always like using then what I do is just blend out there. What I like to do is I like using the policy, I don't know if that's the right word, less is more. So now that I've blended out my foundation, if I feel that some areas don't have enough, I'll just go back in like this, just like that, top here, and I will go back, because what I like about this foundation is that it's buildable. So I can go back in, add more, and it won't ruin the finish of the foundation, and you won't have things like it splitting, because some foundations will do that, where when you add more of it, once the first layer of foundation has dried, it ends up looking really awful and it starts coming apart and separating. So that's another reason why I like this foundation. The only thing is that because it's such a super lightweight formula, is that you won't find that it will cover everything, which is fine for me, because I'm lucky enough to not have really terrible acne. I do have some spots and problem areas sometimes, but for the most part my skin is okay most of the time. And as you can see, nice and blended, nice and smooth. Now I go in with a small sponge, and I will take my Johnson's baby powder, excuse me, sprinkle a little bit on my table, which I have cleaned, place a little bit here, and very gently, oh, see, in the time that it takes for me to do all that, sometimes there can be a little bit of creasing here, because I do have natural under eye creasing. So what I do is before I use my powder, I will just go back in very quickly and very lightly, and then use the powder, just like that, gently putting the powder on there like this, and again on the other side. Very gently, not to put too much powder on the beauty blender. Did I call it a sponge earlier? Well, it is, but I don't know. It just sounds weird when you call it a sponge. So as you can see, there isn't a whole lot of product residual on my face. And that's okay, because what I'm not trying to do is bake. I don't want to bake my face, but I just want to set this makeup here. And then what I do is I go here, my lip, here on my chin. Again, gently, don't press it in really hard. Under my cheekbones, just like that. Just add a little bit more here, just like that. My forehead, just like that, and then I will go in with my Max Factor Cream Puff Pressed Powder, and I will just ever so lightly dab the areas that don't have the baby powder, and just set the rest of my face and just leave that baby powder on there. Then, once I have blended the rest of my face with my translucent powder, I will then gently wipe away the pieces where the baby powder were. Ever so gently. You need a nice soft brush to do this. And this one that I've got in my hand is butter soft. It is the Zoeva 104 buffer brush. Then what I will do is I will just gently brush buff it all out, and it looks nice and smooth. And then I will go in with my, whew, it is hot in here. Whew. I will then go in with, my Hoola bronzer by Benefit, and just lightly tap off the excess. And apply gentle amounts, upward strokes of bronzer. I always find that this bronzer is really good, but it has too much of a warm undertone, and I've been trying to find an alternative bronzer that is either neutral or has more cool undertones, and I can't seem to find one. So if anyone has any suggestions on good powder bronzers that have more of a neutral or cool undertone, then please let me know, and I will very much appreciate it, because this one is just a bit too warm for me. And then I just take it up on my forehead. Got to shrink that 5 head around here, just like that. And then I will go in on my jawline. Remember to just press gently, or no, my mistake, sorry, no pressing, just sliding that gently across your face. Just like that. And then, one of my favorite parts ever is blush. I am taking the Beauty Bay Peachy blush. What a gorgeous colour. And then I will just tap and put it on the high points of my cheeks. Swiping up and doing circular tapping motions. Oh, look how gorgeous that colour is. How lovely. And then do the same on the other side. Oh, gorgeous. I will then go back to my Hoola and use a brush like this, just a fluffy angled brush that's quite narrow, and then I'll just tap it in the bronzer and start carving out my nose. I find that when I use cream concealer or cream bronzer to contour my nose, that it looks like it doesn't do anything for me. Like once I blend it out so then there isn't any harsh line, it just looks like I have mud on my nose. So I feel like with powder I have a lot more control over what it looks like, whereas with creamy base contour and concealers, they just, I don't know, you have to blend them really well and properly in order to know what you're doing. And clearly I haven't had enough practice with them because I don't use them very often. So I feel like maybe, just maybe, if I use them more often, then I would get a grip on how to use them, but I just don't really. I tend to use powder better. Because look at that. Snatched! Okay. Snatched, baby. Fantastic. Now I will go back in with the little sponge and a bit of the baby powder, and I will just carve out outside of my nose just like that on both sides. Just like that. And then in the meantime I will get a fluffy brush like this, which is the Zoeva 228 Luxe Crease. Nice. And then I will use my Revolution Pro Supreme Highlighter Metal Palette, and I will take the middle colour, swish it around in there, tap off the excess, and then go for the highest point of my cheekbones and bringing it up, because if you bring it down it's just going to round your face more, whereas when you bring it higher it's lifting everything up like you did with the concealer earlier. Just bring it up. I stop about here. I stop before I get to the middle of my eye. I will never let it go past the middle of my eyeball because I feel like it sits weird. It makes your face look rounder. Cupid's bow, chin, and then I get a smaller brush, preferably one that looks like, ooh, this one, very thin, and then I will go back with the same colour and just lightly do my brow bone, very, very lightly. I don't like too much on there. And then go on with the other side. There. Now I will do the middle of my nose. Just put it down right down the middle. Nothing fancy, just a bit of highlight down the middle. Just like that. And if I feel like it's not done properly, I will just go back in with my nose contour brush and just quickly sort it out a little bit so then it's a bit neater. And then I will get my brush and just gently brush that excess away. Just like that. Now I am going to do my eyeliner, the bottom lashes, my lipstick, and then I will be back. I'm back! So this is the finished look. I just finished it off with my Sleek Makeup Locked Up Precise Lip Liner. I used it on my waterline as well as my lip line. And then I covered the rest of my lips with, if I can find it, the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in London. And then for my mascara, I use the Lancome Hip Nose mascara. Now I'm just going to set my makeup. Just nice and wet. dry it off. I see a lot of people with electric fans, and I'm just like, I like it old school. It's either that or I just CBA to buy one, which is probably the case, but oh, that feels so good.
My forehead is so wet.
Okay everybody, this is the finished look. I'll just come in closer so then you can have a better look. As you can see, that this foundation routine is amazing. I encourage you to try it out and let me know what you think. If you have any questions about my routine, if you want to see me review or try out any products, or if you do have any tips on how I can improve my foundation routine, leave it down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. If you like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to my channel. That would mean a lot to me. And if you want to be next notified when I post another video, click the little bell so then you're notified. And yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.